Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 13th. This week, we are just going to jump right in here, Libra, as always. And we are going to see what is going on for you at this time. I felt like that deck needed a shuffle at the very least. So let's see here, Libra, what we have going on for you. And you have this never-ending story card here. I do feel like some of you, your first card here is Quieting the Mind card, and you have this Three of Swords as well. So, sometimes I feel when we get something like this right here, and then everything that you have in this middle row as well, it can kind of represent us knowing what the right answer is, but maybe not picking the right answer. So we all do it. No criticism here, Libra, right? But I do feel for some of you, it's kind of like internally, you know the answer about a situation. Could be like a breakup situation or something like that. And I feel like you know what to do. And I would just end the never-ending story. It's pretty straightforward. You have the Quiet the Mind card. So I feel like it would be a good time for you to quiet your mind. You have the Nine of Wands as well. Definitely would be a good time to kind of, stick up for yourself and put boundaries in place. But I'm kind of seeing it more as almost like a vacation. And what I mean by that is it would probably be a good week for you here with the Nine of Wands to get away. Even if you can't get away, it might be a good time to like carve out some personal time or some time for yourself where you can have some like alone time somewhere, even if it's in your house here. But I feel like doing those things would be a really good idea with this energy. You have the Three of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles here. I would definitely go, in a lot of ways, it's a pretty simple reading because, again, to me, it looks like you're walking away from something. Even this direction, Knight of Pentacles, Sun to the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is like walking away from a situation. And, again, in a lot of ways, I feel like the Quieting the Mind card is more talking about the fact that you already know the answer to a situation. You have the Death card here as well. And the Death card just says, don't be afraid of what's on the other side of death. There's this child here, and the child is the only one on the card that is not afraid of the Death Rider in the card. And it kind of represents the fact that, the children are not afraid of new beginnings. They are not afraid of letting go of something and, starting over or starting something new. So in a lot of ways, I could probably end the reading right now. And I feel like this is kind of like saying that there's a positive new beginning coming in for you and that you shouldn't be afraid of what's on the other side. Even with the Sun, the Sun shows up on the Death card as well. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But it's looking pretty good here, Libra. And sorry about the noise. They're doing some jackhammering on the road out here or something like that. So I don't know if you can actually hear that or not, but I can. So let's see. I can feel it in my legs, Libra. That's how how powerful whatever it is that they're doing out there is. But let's see what we have going on for you. With the Three of Swords, lovers definitely could be a breakup or, moving on to something new. On a very simple level, the lovers can represent new love. It can represent being at a crossroads and just simply needing to pick the new path. With the Nine of Wands, we have the Nine of Swords here. I definitely feel that there could be some fears of the death, right? It's like the Death card can come up and it can say we are fearing something new. We are fearing the change. We are fearing what if I never find love again? What if I lose all my money? Like all the what ifs, right? So needing to let that go. And with the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Sun. I would move towards your happiness, plain and simple. This is not happy. This is very happy. And it's going in this direction right here, this diagonal. Again, Knight of Pentacles with the Sun. He's going towards the Sun here in this diagonal. Five of Swords, we're gonna have to clarify the Five of Swords and see what that's all about, but I would move towards your happiness. Again, if something is not making you happy, then it's probably not for you. You have this Trust card here, and sometimes I do feel like we just need to trust that things will get better, that things will improve in our life. That doesn't mean we shouldn't work towards improvements, of course. I feel like we should still, take action, but I do feel like this is saying trust that things are improving. You have the Death card, the Sun, and the Judgment card as well. These people are, again, everything here in your reading is pretty, like I said, it's pretty obvious. There's really no reason to drag this out for hours and hours and hours. They are still standing in their coffins on the Judgment card. It says that they need to they are being called out of their coffins. They need to get out of the coffin. They need to allow the death to happen so that they can experience a new life, move towards their inner calling, just experience something other than, death in general. So they are being reborn, but again, they have to step out of the coffin to experience the rebirth, to experience the sun. The sun is freedom, celebration, happiness, pretty much everything. So this reading to me is, again, kind of like one of those readings where, I don't know, maybe it's only for one of you out there, but I do feel like it's saying, don't be afraid to let go of something that you've been holding on to for a long time. Again, I don't remember the last time I've had a reading like this where, I could basically say every single card represents holding on to something, pretty much, almost. And that's really what I see here. Again, on the death card, the sun is coming up between the two pillars that are on the moon. I'm noticing that this trust card, it has a moon on it. So I do feel that a lot of you could be in a moon period, or you have been in a moon period for a while. And now you're kind of like maybe stepping into more of a sun period, which is like happiness and celebration. Like I said, good things coming in for you. You have the Emperor here with the death card. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries, Libra. For others, I feel this could be you escaping something that has control over you. With the sun, you have the Seven of Cups, all the what ifs, everything I was talking about. So needing to focus with the Seven of Cups. I feel like a little bit of like working backwards here with the Emperor and the Seven of Cups. It's kind of like, I feel like you need to think of like, what does your, if this is love, what does your perfect relationship look like? What does it include? It's like, does something you're holding on to, I feel like if you write down a list of like everything that something that is perfect for you would include, it's like maybe something that you're holding on to includes nothing from that list, right? So, I feel like you could be holding on to a very empty situation. For others, it doesn't have to be love. This could just be, maybe you're having a hard time just in life in general, like a lot of people right now. And I feel that if you write a list of like, what would your, perfect day look like? Of course, nothing is ever perfect. I totally understand that. I always get a bunch of ninnies in the comments that are just like, nothing is perfect, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, just, as I always say, go be miserable in the corner. Nobody wants to hear it in here, okay? This is a positive place, right? So what I would say here is, yes, nothing is perfect, but you can get pretty damn close, right? You could make your days better, and that's what it's all about. So I feel like you need to maybe write down, like, what would a good day look like for you? And because I feel like you'll be able to see things. You'll be able to say, oh, I can do this, I can do that. It's like you'll see little things that you could do. And it's like once you get started on that road, then you start creating better and better and better days. And with the Judgment card, you have the Page of Wands. Time to go on an adventure. Time to experience something new. Again, I feel like you've been experiencing the same. You have been experiencing the same thing over and over and over again. You have the Never-Ending Story card. So it's like clearly I feel like this is the end, is what you are experiencing. It's like you are experiencing the death of a never-ending story. Sometimes I think when we get to the end, like when we get to the end of something we've been experiencing over and over and over again, it's like whatever the situation is, it's like we can experience its death throes. We can experience like more, or, if we're moving away from a person, sometimes they try to grab onto us tighter because they can feel that we're moving away, right? So some of you, I feel like it's like you could be experiencing almost like more negativity, or you have in the past, but I feel like it's because you're experiencing the end, if that makes sense. And so this is a good thing, because again, you're moving past this never-ending story clearly. You have the Five of Swords, Eight of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. I really feel this reading is just saying like a very difficult situation is coming to an end, whatever it is for you. And, could be love, but for a lot of you, it could also be like not having a job, or just trying to improve your day in general. Again, I would choose this direction here. Five of Swords is like walking away from things that no longer serve you as well. It can be a card of like trying to win at all cost. It can be a little bit of a standoffish energy. So, again, if you're trying to attract like new love into your life, for example, Five of Swords does say like stay open. Don't write love off completely. There's no reason to be that dramatic. The Eight of Wands is quick success, and the Knight of Swords is kind of like charging forward energy here. And he's very direct, confident, charging forward. Whenever I get these two cards together, the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Swords, to me, it's an energy of momentum. To me, it's an energy of things speeding up, things moving faster, things getting faster in your life. So in a lot of ways, I feel like this is the end of a never-ending story. So I would say this is a pretty good reading here, Libra. Let's see here what's going on with that Five of Swords. Yeah, Queen of Cups. Like I said, I wouldn't give up on love. Queen of Cups definitely says, if you're going through a difficult love situation, which, to me, just looking at this over here, would be a difficult love situation. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, is what I would say. But I feel like the Queen of Cups is a card that reminds us to take care of ourselves, to nurture ourselves. Even the Five of Swords is a card of selfishness, but, it's not like a bad card of selfishness necessarily. It could say it's a good time to be selfish. It's a good time for you to take care of yourself and to heal and like all that other stuff. So it's probably just a good time to do those things with the Queen of Cups. With the Eight of Wands here, you have the Knight of Wands, new love coming in for you. Again, this is your future position. So it's probably not like right now that new love is coming in, but I do feel new love could be coming in for you. And with the Knight of Swords, you have the Temperance card. I feel like two ways about this for you. Part of me feels this is saying, be patient with yourself, number one. It's like things clearly are going to be improving. It's like you're ending just a negative cycle in your life, and this is a good thing. But at the same time, be patient with yourself. Realize that these things aren't going to happen overnight. For others, I feel like you're kind of like just bringing more balance into your life as well. I want to get a final outcome here. I don't like ending readings on, like this. It's a heavy reading is what I would say, Libra. Although, again, I do feel good about it because it's like finally, whatever the hell this never-ending situation is in your life is coming to an end. I feel like the easiest way to end it is, again, to write a list, whether it's love or just your life in general. I would like write down a list of, what your perfect day would look like. And again, will you be able to do everything that's on your list? Not right now. There are probably, certain restrictions with the Emperor. There are probably certain rules, regulations, things like that are going to prevent you from doing everything you want. But if you can just get started, I feel like that's enough. Same thing in love as well. For others, I do feel like if you kind of like quiet your mind, is that, it's like I'm getting this like opposite thing about love is what I would say to you here, Libra. It's like they've done studies on this as well. It's like sometimes it's like what they've realized and what we have learned is that it's like sometimes if you feel a connection with a person, it's more of a trauma bond. It's not actual butterflies. It's not really like you're not really in love with the person. You're just identifying with the trauma. And it's like if you don't feel butterflies with the person, sometimes it's actually a good person for you. And the reason you're not feeling the connection is because there's some sort of trauma that needs to be healed. I'm getting that here. Again, work that out with, whoever you need to work that out with. But I do feel some of you could be like identifying traumas and things like that. This would be a good thing as well. Again, because it's like you're ending the story, the never-ending story, right? Devil, trauma. Right there, right? The chains are meant to look very weak around their necks on the Devil. It kind of represents the fact that they could easily just lift those chains off from around their neck, and they could easily escape the the bondage of the Devil. And I do feel that's what some of you are doing, just like I was saying. You have the Star healing from, this is definitely a Tower moment, whatever this is. They're not terrible cards, but again, I got that just not good energy, if I'm being honest with you, at the beginning. So I feel like you're definitely healing with the Star card, going through a healing period. A good card to get for sure. And you have the Four Cups. Yeah, like I said, I feel like it's just talking about the experiences and probably the disappointments that you've experienced as far as love is concerned here. But let's see what we get. You have the Ace of Cups, new love coming in for you here. Probably after you heal from whatever the Devil energy is. With the Star, you have the Five of Swords. I wouldn't rush your healing. Like I said, I would like take time to heal and all that other stuff. I just wouldn't rush it. And with the Four Cups, you have the King of Wands. Someone bold, someone assertive, someone much better for you. So if you're looking for love, definitely better love coming in for you here. I would avoid anything inconsistent. And again, I feel like the whole list thing, again, you might be able to identify some things on your own just by like looking at like, if you write down your list of what you think you want in a person, and if you realize that a past person doesn't have those things, it's like you might be able to identify some, things that you could heal on your own as well. I wouldn't be afraid to get help is what I'm saying here as well. It's like, if you're having attachment issues or anything like that, there are therapists and there's no shame in going to therapy or any of that other stuff, especially with the Five of Swords, because it could help you work through some of this major heavy energy. For others, like I said, This is more of like a perfect day type of situation, but I feel like you could be ending, like if you haven't had a job, you could be getting to a place where you're going to have a job soon or something like that. A pretty good reading. Heavy, like I said, but escaping whatever this is. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it, Libra. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.